Hi, my name is Jason McDonald, Director of the JM Internet Group. In this video, I'm going to go over how to use Feedly and Buzzsumo as well as Hootsuite to identify interesting content to share on social media. After all, you need to share a lot of content so that you stay top of mind with your customers and their prospects. Let's get started.
Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over using Feedly and Buzzsumo to find content, especially other people's content that you're going to share on social media. And we're going to go to Hootsuite to use as a program to input that content. The idea being you want to stay top of mind with your customers, with your prospects, with your prospective customers. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on LinkedIn. You want to position yourself as a helpful expert in a domain that's relevant to your products or service. So for instance, I'm an expert on SEO, search engine optimization. I'm an expert on social media. I'm an expert on AdWords. And I share content on internet marketing in general, AdWords, SEO, social media. I share that on Twitter. I share that on Google+. I share that on LinkedIn. And that's content that people look to me as an expert. Now, I don't know anything about yoga. I don't know very much about dog training, although I wish I did. So I'm looking to people who are experts in those areas. So I might follow someone who's a great dog trainer or a yoga expert, or I might follow a company like Whole Foods that's good on cooking. And I'm going to look to them as an expert, as a helpful, friendly expert on content. And I like it when they share content, including other people's content that they've curated. They've kind of cut through all the nonsense and the junk, and they found interesting, useful content and said, hey, look at this, Jason. This is interesting. This is important. Okay, so you're going to need some software to do this. So the first software that you need is a Google account. So we're going to open up Google. And if you're already signed in, you'll either see your name up here or you'll see like a little green or blue icon with a letter on it, something like that. If you see sign in, it means you do not have a Google account or you're not signed in. So if you see that, you're going to go to Google and you're going to see this blue sign in. You're going to click on sign in. And then here at the bottom, you're going to click create an account. So if you don't have an account, you need to set up a Google account. It's going to make your life much, much easier to use Google to manage these services. All right, so I'm going to assume that you have a Google account. Next, you're going to need a Feedly account. Now, Feedly is a free service. Let me see if I can remember how to log out of Feedly down here. Do I log out here? Where do I log out of Feedly? Here, probably. Nope. Don't you love these programs? I'm in it and I can't get out of it. So if I'm not logged in, let me just show you. I'll go to new incognito too. So if you're not logged into Feedly, you're going to go to feedly.com and then you're going to click on Get Started for Free. And at that point, it's going to say connect Feedly to Google. You can also connect it to Facebook, but I think it's a little bit better if it's connected to a Google account. So you're going to go to feedly.com, click on Get Started for Free, and then continue with Google. It's really the best way to set up your Feedly. Okay, so you're going to have your Feedly set up. Okay, so let's dive into Feedly. Okay, now here's the concept. Here's where you want to get to with Feedly. So here's a Google official. So you want to create content and put it in folders, okay? And then as you create content, then you can go and browse it and share it. Okay, so let's first just sort of assume that you know something. So I'm monitoring Google stuff for people that follow me. So I have a folder called Google Official. So I can log into Feedly. I can click on my Google Official, which is where I've put my subscriptions, as it were, to various official Google blogs. So there's a Google Analytics blog, there's a Google Webmaster Tools, Inside AdWords, etc., YouTube blog, etc. All right, so what's the concept? There's certain blogs out there on the internet that I want to monitor, and I want to share that content, and I'm curating. This is all the content produced by Google, and some of the content is just kind of stupid and not useful, right? And some content is very useful. It's going to depend on you and your users because there's just a lot of noise on any blog, on anything. So Google shares content that is interesting in a sort of technical area, and then some stuff is like, they want to get out the vote, hip hip hooray, but it really isn't relevant, so I wouldn't share that with my user base. Okay, so what's my process? I know I have a clump of blogs that I'm interested in from a very important vendor in the industry of SEO, Google, and I've clumped them all in a folder there in Google, and I'm going to go browse that. So I'm going to Feedly. It's Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Monday night, whenever is a good time for me, and I'm going to go browse some of my stuff. And I'm also helping myself be an expert by learning and following. Okay, so this is content I know is interesting and important. So Google has identified this thing called accelerated mobile pages, and I know people are interested in it, so we'll kind of jump ahead here a little bit, Martha Stewart pulling the turkey out of the oven. So like blah, 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 I've read it and it's interesting. I found some content in Feedly that I've sort of pre-organized. I'm going to visit the website. Okay, so here is the website on. So what's the process? I go from my folders where I put my content that I'm monitoring, so to speak, and then I'm going to click visit website once I found something that's exciting. Okay, now I've got that. Now the next thing that you need is either a bit.ly or a tinyURL account. This is to help your sharing. It makes it a little bit easier for sharing. Okay, you can also do it directly in Hootsuite. Let's use bit.ly as an example. So I'm going to open up my bit.ly. So I've signed up for a bit.ly account. So I'm going to log into my bit.ly account, and here it's a little bit crazy. You can't sign in with Google. So I just have an email sign up here. Okay, and bit.ly has a neat little thing called the bit.ly bar or the bit.ly tool. See that guy right there? So I really, really like that, and I've also bookmarked tinyURL for myself, okay? That's called a bitlink bar or something, or bitlink widget for Chrome or something, right? And so once you sign up with bit.ly, you can have it on your browser. So I've already put on my browser, I've got my bit.ly. Okay, you can also use just bookmark tinyURL, but let's do it with bit.ly. Okay, so I found this blog article that I'm interested. So what's my process? Feedly, a bunch of articles from Google. I found something interesting that I know my audience would like. I found it. I'm going to go and click on my bit.ly, little bit.ly box there, my Chrome extension, and that's going to give me a short URL, and I'm going to hit copy. You could also copy the URL and go into bit.ly and do it manually, or you can copy your own, do tinyURL. I'll show that in a second. So I've got the content, I've shortened the URL into bit.ly. Now I'm going to go to Hootsuite. Okay, and it seems more complicated than it is. So I'm going to log into Hootsuite. And again, you can log into Hootsuite either with Google, or you can have a login. I'm going to just log into my Hootsuite account. Hootsuite has, for free, right? So for free, they have the ability to manage let me get over here. There we go. So you got to kind of poke around into it. I stay logged in permanently, no big deal, stay permanently logged in. Okay, so now here are my social accounts on the left, and I kind of can pre-select them. See, if you hover, you can click, always select or something. If you click there, right? So I'm always sharing on my Twitter, my Facebook, my Google+, my personal LinkedIn, etc. Okay, so I found the article I want. Search results are officially amped, which is accelerated mobile pages. And I'm going to share that for my user base. So I'm going to put accelerated mobile pages, AMP, are the new thing from Google. And I'll put check this out. And then I'm going to copy. Whoops, it didn't copy. So I'm going to, it's always fun doing a YouTube video. I'll show you within Hootsuite. You can click here and hit shrink. That's one way you can do it. I don't love their shortener, but you're going to shorten that. And down here, see the character count? So what you're doing is you found some content, you're writing a little kind of summary for your user community. Hey guys, check out this new article on how to keep your puppy from biting his leash. Or look at this new way of stretching in yoga, or whatever you're sharing, content that's relevant for your user base. And it's not your own content, it's someone else's content. Okay, now. So I found it in there. I've shortened the URL. Down here, it's going to track how much is available on Twitter. So Twitter, I've got 34 extra characters. It gives me my character count. So generally, I just try to stay under Twitter for everything. If you want to only share with Twitter or only share with Facebook, you can really manage that here as well. Okay, now if I click send now, it's just going to share it. So I'm going to hit send now, and I've just shared that. Okay, so that's going to go out on my social feeds. And let's just look at that social feed so you kind of see the end result. So let me pop over to my website. And then I'm going to go from my website to Twitter as if I were a user. And you can see here, it's shared my content from Hootsuite directly to Twitter. It's also going to have shared that same content on my Facebook page, right? So Facebook page is being shared as well. So it's really neat for multiple sharing, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, etc. All right, now let's go back and find some other content. Okay, So you kind of work with me on the concept here. Okay, so I'm on my Feedly. Okay, and let's go down, and I've got different ones. So let's go down here. I have a folder called social media marketing. And people, how do I know? How do I keep up with everything? Well, I have a folder called social media marketing, and here's something new. Snapchat has introduced these spectacles that you can use to monitor and do. It's kind of like Google Glass, isn't it? So that's kind of what's going on here. All right, so I'm going to share this content. So again, what you want to do is find the content. The best way to do it is to go to the website. So here's Adweek's talking about Snapchat. So people are interested in Snapchat. That's kind of my expertise, social media. So I would assume I've read it. It's a good article, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to copy that, Control C or right click. So I found something to share. That's the first objective. Then here I've bookmarked tinyURL. I'm going to paste it into tinyURL just to take that horrible long URL and make it short. And I'm going to copy that to the clipboard. Then I'm going to go to Hootsuite. And I'm going to go, remember Google Glasses? Well, now it's Snapchat's turn. And I'm going to paste that tinyURL. So I've found some content about social media that I think is kind of fun and interesting to people that are following me, that are monitoring my content. I'm going to put that into here. Now here's what's really cool. I can schedule it. So I can select Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. I can click schedule, and it's a Saturday afternoon here. I'm going to share this on Tuesday, and I'm going to share it at about maybe 11 a.m. California time. And I'm going to hit schedule. So I found content, and I can do this on one day, Saturday afternoon, whenever. And let's click over here to schedule. And now I've got all this content that's going to automatically populate my social media over time, making me look, cool and fantastic and active. All right, so that is Feedly. That's Feedly. All right, now let's go to Buzzsumo. So again, what's your process? You got your Google account, you set up your Feedly account. Oh, I want to show you on Feedly one more thing. Let me show you on Feedly, how do you find content? Well, it's really easy. Click discover and follow. And again, you'd put in your keywords, organic food or organic baby food or something like that. And you're going to search and it can find that content. If it's a little bit too narrow, you can just do organic. And you can say, oh, I love, organic, and I can find something organic, right? Deliciously organic, and I can click follow. And then I can save that content into a collection, right? Now, how else can you find content? You can also find some content by, say, a URL that you're interested in. So let's say New York Times. You can go discover and follow, and you can put http://www.nytimes.com and hit enter. And then here's content that Feedly is already tracking on New York Times. And you can see here science, and it says added, and over here, because this is more my personal interests, right? So I have a folder called science, and in my folder called science, I have LA Times and New York Times and Stardate. This is not really content I'm sharing. This is something I'm just interested in. So for business, I'm interested in SEO and small business and whatever. And for personal, I'm interested in science, and so I love Feedly. It's also available on your phone. So you're going to find content either through just browsing Feedly, or you can just go to a website, and then once you find the website, you can enter, the www in here, and you can use it to Feedly to follow that content. It's fantastic for monitoring content on the internet. And then you create a little folder, like let's say you're an organic store, you'd have, a folder organic baby food, a folder maybe health trends, a folder maybe, nutrition, and then you're going to follow various blogs. You can also just use Google. Just go to Google and put in to Google, blogs on organic food, and then find the better blogs just by searching and doing a little browsing on Google what blogs you want to monitor. All right, so that's your Feedly. You got your Feedly going, your Feedly's organized, you're in great shape. Okay, let's look at our Buzzsumo. So Buzzsumo, now Feedly is free. Feedly is free. So if you have no money, Google free account, Feedly free account, Hootsuite free for up to 3, THREE, the number 3 accounts. So you can use Hootsuite for your Google Plus, your Twitter, your Facebook, or your Twitter, your Facebook, your LinkedIn for free. If you want to do more than 3, you need to have a paid account. And I do have a link to the enterprise options as well. So I have a pro account. You can go a little bit better. You can have a business account. So pro, it's really cheap, $8.99 a month. I mean, how can you beat that, right? So awesome, awesome product for free or for $9 a month, right? I don't know why they call it $8.99. It's like, come on, hello. I know that $8.99 is $9, people. I mean, it's been that way since the 60s, and I've figured that one out. So it's $9 a month for your Hootsuite. All right, now let's go to Buzzsumo. So let's go to Buzzsumo. It is a paid tool. For free, I believe you can do 3. Again, THREE, the number 3. You can do 3 per day, I believe. But I have the paid account. It's a little pricey. It's $99 a month. But it's a really awesome tool to find out what content is being shared. So what I like to do on Buzzsumo is just kind of say about a month is probably about a good date horizon. So I'm going to go to Buzzsumo. I'm going to put in past month. And unfortunately, they don't really have a good way to bookmark your themes. So I'm just going to put in, quote, social media marketing, right? Quote. So you're going to use those quotes, search, and then this is going to tell me the top content that's being shared in the past month. Now, why is that important? You know, this industry doesn't move that fast, and if people are sharing it, it means it's probably pretty good content. So being a little bit lazy, I can just, you know, find some content. Look at this, 7 psychological tricks. So I'm going to find it. And that over here, if you look over here, you can see, let me get my draw on screen thing here back. So over here, you can see here, this article, past month, has been shared, you know, 2,000 times across various. This is 476 on Twitter, 218 on LinkedIn, etc. Okay, so now I found something that's pretty interesting. And again, I use this also to keep abreast of my industry. Just be lazy, like crowdsourcing. So this must be a pretty interesting, fun article. So I'm going to click from my Buzzsumo, and this is where it's like Feedly. So now I found some interesting article. And again, kind of Martha Stewart, the turkey's going to come out of the oven. I'm going to assume I've already read this, and it's pretty good. So again, really simple sharing. I found an article through Buzzsumo that's pretty cool, and it's 7 psychological tricks for social media marketing. I'm going to click my little bit.ly button there. That's going to automatically create a bit.ly for me and copy it. And I like bit.ly, and I'll tell you why I like bit.ly, because bit.ly gives you data. So within your bit.ly, you can see what is being shared and what's going on, you know, across social media. Pretty cool. So not just your own, but what's being shared of things that you shared. I just really, really, really love it. Okay, so I got that in my bit.ly memory, as it were, and I have my little bookmark bar up here already set up. If you don't have that, just go to your Chrome settings and click bookmarks, and then show bookmarks bar. I love that because that way I can just bop around my stuff. So here's my little Hootsuite icon. I'm going to click that, and again, I'm already logged in. How cool is that, right? And this is sort of psychological tricks, right? That's the article. So I'm logged in here, and so I'm going to put 7 psycho tricks for social media marketing. I'll say, oops, psychological. And I'm going to, you know, just have some fun, right? Now, again, it automatically pulls the image for me. And then I'm going to share this. I'm going to push this into the future. And that's kind of an evergreen article. It doesn't change. So I'm going to put that out to, say, September 29th. And I'm going to share it at kind of a good time of day, 10 in the morning. Okay, so I put it in there, scheduled, done. So what's your process? Go to Buzzsumo, put in your keywords. Use those quotes if it's a 2-word phrase. I would recommend probably a date horizon of past month. If your industry is really, really fast, could be past month. If it's not so fast, every past 6 months. Look for content that people are sharing, because content that you're kind of just a little bit ahead of the curve here by using Buzzsumo, right? So you're a little bit smarter. The average person doesn't know about Buzzsumo. So you're ahead of the curve here. Find the content that you want to share. Check out the content. Okay, celebration, especially this time of year. Okay, found the content. Bit.ly or tinyurl. Let's use tinyurl. So let's copy it. Let's go to tinyurl. Let's Control V as in Victor, or right-click paste, right? Paste it, tinyurl, copy, then go to Hootsuite and go celebrations Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's all coming. And then I could even put a hashtag in there, social media marketing, paste my tiny URL in there, save it, and then I'm going to go out here into the future, right, and I'm going to share it right before Halloween. I'll put it on the 26th of October there. 9 a.m. schedule. So your process is Buzzsumo, interesting content by keywords, read it, use it, share it. What else you can do, which is really cool, is you can put in any kind of domain that you're interested in. So for instance, I like to pay attention to Search Engine Watch. It's a really good blog. So I can go here and I can put in a domain, searchenginewatch.com, past month, search. So here, rather than putting a keyword in, I'm putting in a domain of a blog that I watch, and then I can see what's really gotten a lot of shares. So 7 tools on social media. So domain, Search Engine Watch, a blog that I'm watching. Again, I would read the article and, say sort of up to it. I found the article, bit.ly, copy, Hootsuite. Great tools for social media marketing. Hashtag marketing. Paste. Let that load down here. And again, this is kind of an evergreen, so I can put that as far out into the future. I usually do it about a month in advance. So I'll share that on October 20th. I'm going to put in here 8 a.m. just to be crazy for the morning people and share it. And again, Hootsuite is just scheduling all of my shares automatically. So it's really, really awesome. So Buzzsumo, domain, find interesting content, share. Okay, so wrapping up, sort of what do you got to do? You got to set up a Google account. You got to know your keywords. That's why I always recommend in my books, you build a keyword worksheet. You know what those themes are that your audience, your customers are interested in, right? Organic food, organic baby food, healthy eating, yoga, stretching. It's going to be germane to your industry. You're trying to position yourself as a helpful expert, and you're curating content. You're looking through, junk, yummy, junk, yummy. You're finding really good content. You're using Feedly for free. You have to do a little pre-organization there. Buzzsumo for trending. You're going to use bit.ly or tinyurl to shorten those URLs, and then you're going to have Hootsuite to share it over time. So your process is interesting content, curate, find the nuggets, share, put it in Buzzsumo, and in this way, you've got this social media marketing system where you're sharing content, you're sharing content, you're sharing content. All right, so let's just bop over here to conclude. Let's just go to incognito window so I can just see it really, just kind of like the way the world would look. So, hey, I'm interested in the JM Internet Group. Aren't they wonderful? Well, let's see. Are they very active on LinkedIn? Let's go to LinkedIn, and you're going to see like, wow, look at these guys. Look at how they're sharing all this interesting content. And they're just like boom, 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 boom. That's the machine. And so what we're doing is we're sharing other people's content, other people's content, other people's content, and occasionally our own content, our own blog, our own YouTube, our own whatever, and then occasionally shameless buy our stuff messages. So that other people's content is a good piece of that. So information is here in the YouTube description. You can click over to it to get it. And in that way, you've got a lot of interesting, good pointers on finding other people's content to share. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel, blah, blah, blah. I love you. Peace out.